Hey everybody, thanks for joining me, Dr. Ross Marcagiani, with another great talk with the word of the week. Today we're going to go back to a little bit of our original setting here. This might be a little bit on the longer side, but I'm going to try to be short and sweet. So there's a lot of things still going on with viral implications and being on alert with the pandemic we're in. And there's been a lot of focus and talk around immunity and immune function. And one of the aspects that I feel like we're missing, because we're just so focused on how we can boost the immunity, is the aspect of the gut and how the gut influences our immunity and influences our immune function and can help improve and enhance our immune function. So today we're going to talk about the gut and its connection to the immune system. We're going to talk about how to test for the gut to see if we do have a healthy microbiome and a healthy gut that can absorb and assimilate nutrients effectively, and then how we can correct a gut that has intestinal permeability or leaky gut. So let's dive in. So first here we can see you have a picture of the digestive tract. So really important to understand how the digestive tract can connect to our immune system. So if we're first eating a poor nutrition, a poor diet, where we're having gluten, we're having dairy, we're having excessive amounts of legumes that can be covered in lectins or lectins. Basically what that is, it's the plant's protective mechanism. And when we eat that typically in the form of a legume, bean, lentil, peanut, those are typically the highest amount of that. But when we consume that, when we eat that, we are now actually exposing that plant's defense mechanism to the digestive system and creating intestinal permeability, creating inflammation, and creating intestinal damage. Also, there's things like gliadin, which is from gluten. Everyone, I think, probably should know this, and how that can damage the gut lining. And a lot of Americans aren't able to digest these hybridized grains that have been made, basically these Franken grains. So that can irritate the digestive lining. And then we can have lactoperoxidase and lactoferrin. These are enzymes and bacteria that can interfere with the digestive system and cause some digestive issues here as well. So that's something to be aware of. So we can have a lot of issues from our digestive tract. Also, bacteria, pathogens, toxins, fungi, as you can see here, will start to damage that intestinal lining. And then right below this intestinal lining is the bloodstream. So now we start having undigested food particles leaking into the bloodstream. Now these toxins, these bacteria, these pathogens can start invading into the bloodstream, and then it starts creating the immune system to go haywire. Constantly, having to be running that 24/7 marathon. Then we start creating molecular mimicry, so meaning these foods start to mimic certain tissues in the body, which will start creating autoimmune conditions, meaning like attacking self. So really interesting, really good stuff to be aware of, that we want to make sure we evaluate, do we have toxins, do we have bacteria, do we have certain pathogens in our body? Are we eliminating food, or are we reacting to certain foods that are causing a stimulation in the immune system from damaging our digestive tract? So these things are really important to be aware of, because the gut is the window in the connection to our immune system. Making sure we're having healthy microbiomes, so our probiotics or our bacteria, our bacteria in our gut are extremely crucial to certain enzyme signals, certain immune signals. Really important that we have a good microbiome as well, meaning good healthy gut bacteria. So how do we evaluate if we have a healthy gut? So I use something called a GI map. As you can see here, I'm going to walk you through this just very briefly. This test looks at possible pathogens. You can see here from the various pathogens. It looks at various parasitic infections, wind, water, river, stream. It looks at some viral or travel travel viruses. We can see here it looks very in depth into H. pylori. H. pylori is really crucial. It can damage the digestive tract, and it can burrow into the stomach lining, creating ulcers. Also can decrease our acid, which we're going to talk about in just a sec. Really important that we have good acid in our stomach, because that's how we initiate digestion, is having a very acidic stomach. And also, if our acid is altered and we don't have enough acid, we can't absorb nutrients as effectively, such as our B vitamins, things like zinc, other minerals as well, which is really important for stomach acid. We can look at our bacteria in our stomach. So we can look at what I like to call the flowers and the weeds. Really important. We want lots of good flowers. We don't want excessive amounts of weeds, right? So the gut can flourish. We can look at opportunistic bacteria. So we can look at the weeds, the ones that damage the gut lining. We can look at fungi and yeast. We can look at possible potential autoimmune triggers. It's not diagnosable, but there, some aspects have been shown to be connected with autoimmunity and having these bacteria. And again, you can see we look at travel viruses and the different aspects of travel viruses or other various viruses here, excuse me. And we can look at, again, more parasites, possible worms. We can look at digestive function. We can look at our enzyme function, our immune response. We can look at inflammation. Really important way to analyze our digestive tract. Calprotectins really is a marker for inflammation, which is FDA approved for IBD and IBS syndromes. IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, or IBD, irritable bowel disease. So really important that we assess and we understand how well our gut is functioning. So if we're susceptible, now for those watching, constipation, diarrhea, acid reflux, abdominal pain, bloating. Just because you don't have these doesn't mean your digestive system is operating wonderfully. Digestive impairment can manifest in neurological issues. It can manifest in psychological issues. It can manifest in skin. It can manifest in multiple ways, more than just straight digestive complaints. So increased brain fog, low energy, hormone dysregulation, skin irritations, or hives or wheals, something like that. So there's a lot more that the gut can affect than just directly our digestion and our bowel movements. So how we want to assess and make sure we have, or how to correct the digestive tract. We first want to make sure we're using nutrition first. So we're using, we're removing the gluten, removing dairy, removing certain legumes or other foods that you may noticeably be reacting to. We're having, we're eating clean grass-fed meats that have good amino acids. We're eating a high-fat diet that can break down short-chain fatty acids. Short-chain fatty acids are really important for repairing the microvilli, the little finger-like projections that are in the digestive tract that help absorb your nutrients, and also they help release enzymes. So we want to make sure we have lush microvilli. We want to make sure that we have good stomach acid. Like we talked about, stomach acid is extremely crucial to start digestion and signal all the enzymatic processes. We want to make sure if we're having decreased enzymatic function, which we can assess for, and with looking back, it's something called elastase, which indicates how well we're releasing enzymes, but getting some enzymatic support using enzymes, a various enzyme blend that can help break down foods effectively. Then we want to make sure that we are healing the gut and removing either the pathogens or bacteria. Typically, there's various herbs we can use to remove negative or harmful bacteria. We can use various bentonite clays, various other binders, diatomaceous earth, things along that nature. Zeolite is another aspect another binder that we can use, so that we bind, remove those harmful bacteria, or remove the opportunistic bugs, and then heal the gut lining. Heal that gut lining with glutamine, using deglycerized licorice root, using aloe, using golden seal. These are all really good aspects that can heal that gut. Again, we talked about using short chain fatty acids in the form of butyric acid, helps to heal the gut. Now, once we've removed, we've healed, now we can go into repairing that garden, making a lot of flowers. So using prebiotics and probiotics. Prebiotics typically in the form of oligosaccharides or arabinogalactans are also really helpful for good prebiotics. Some research has been shown that prebiotics actually help downregulate or remove LPS, which is lipopolysaccharide. It's basically a pathogen that will come in and can destroy and kind of damage the gut lining, basically. Also, good probiotics in the form of lactobacillus acidophilus, bifidobacter, good amount of Firmicutes. We want to make sure we're having a complete phyla, so we're having a complete microbiome. Usually some type of probiotic. I would recommend starting around, a billion culture forming units of a probiotic, but trying to work up to at least 5 billion, that's with a B, culture forming units, CFUs, of a good probiotic taken daily. Some other healing and soothing things we can do. You can take turmeric. Turmeric is very, very beneficial and soothing to the gut. Even fish oil can be helpful to be anti-inflammatory, and again, break down to short chain fatty acid to help build those colonocytes. So really important that we have good nutrition, that we have good stomach acid in the form of using betaine, hydrochloric acid. You can use apple cider vinegar. You can use some Swedish bitters. Making sure we're getting good enzymatic support. We remove those bugs in the bacteria with good herbs and binders, and then we start to seal that gut and then re-inoculate and build an adequate garden here. Really important that this is going to dictate healthy immune function. So make sure you remember the immune system, a big aspect of the immune system is tied into the gut and our gut health. Thank you for watching this today. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. And if there's anyone that can benefit from this, please share this with them. Just want to be here to help you answer any questions you may have and become healthier. Thanks and have a great day.